very quick installation of this idea with the coach, Enzo, and just,
Indeed, this means more. Welcome to LFC Red Forever channel, people. It's LRFC now. Welcome to the Late Show. We're going to talk about LFC versus Leicester. There's obviously Carabao game tomorrow, and we've got to do the preview of the game. We're going to do tactics, of course, or we'll talk about certain players and what's next for Liverpool Football Club as well. I'm going to have Uncle Roz with me shortly, so please get busy in the chat and please like the channel as well, and follow us on our social medias, which are right there. It's Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch as well. It's been an interesting week, hasn't it, people? It's been an interesting weekend in regards to Liverpool Football Club. We're beating West Ham by 3 goals to 1. Convincingly as well. Like, second half was brilliant, especially the way we come out of a bad situation, a sticky situation in the first half, and dominating the second half and scoring those goals made us look even better, people. And I really enjoyed the game on the weekend as well. Obviously, the watch along was a hit as well. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hitting the likes as well. And yeah, it was brilliant throughout, man. Yes, as I said, we're here to talk about the Liverpool versus Leicester City game. We're gonna go to the press conference first one, And then it's not Klopp today, by the way. It's Pep Lindis. We're going to be talking about Pep Lindis. We're going to hear from Pep Lindis, and then he's going to explain about the team as well. It's only 20 minutes long, so I'm going to like in between come in and out of it and just answer the questions and talk about what Pep Lindis is saying as well. So let's do that first. Let's start. Yes. Pep Lindis is in the house. Let me get something on the damn screen because it's just disappeared. There you go. There we go. No, this one here. There we go. Get to the old one first. So we're gonna do the press conference, and then we're gonna continue with a preview of the Leicester game as well. So let's see what Pep Lindis is saying, and then we'll discuss it along.
Lots of focus on Leicester, of course, tomorrow. How much are you focusing on the opposition, and how much are you focusing maybe on the players that are coming in and the rotated side that we're assuming there's going to be?
A good question, because about Leicester, no? We know we're going to play against a team who has a lot of individual quality. It shows how they are doing in the league, no? Real clear offensive game idea, very quick installation of this idea with the coach, Enzo, and he did an unbelievable job. I think each player of them could play in the Premier League. To be honest, a few guys have this experience, but proper experience. So it will be really hard for us to end control their key players and at the same time put them under pressure. As always in each game, we will focus on ourselves. Of course, we will make changes, but we want to put our game into place. We want to be dominant. We want to be on their half of the pitch. For this, take all in account where they are good at. We need to stop that. So the best way to do that is play high press. So now we have to defend them, respect them, and what I said, a lot of good players and a good game idea. Yeah.
I know you could single out loads of players, but I know Ben Doak started in place of Mohamed Salah against Lask. Only 17 years old, coming in for one of the best players in the world. How much more is there to come from someone like him?
Yeah, he's young, so a lot of things can happen. But I had the privilege to grow up in Holland, so we have this culture, a long tactical culture of Johan Cruyff, and they always said the most special players in the way we wanted to play in the past and still with a lot of teams. But this idea of having the wingers on the outside can really use 1-1 to disorganize the opposition, to have this speed. In the past, that was like what you guys still know, Overmars, Arjen Robben, this kind of player. In the past in Holland, it was like Rap, Rensenbrink. I say it with an English accent, but so we have this culture of wingers, and then if you get a young winger from Scotland, but only 17 years old, and has this capacity to create and to reach the final line with individual skill or individual movements, it's nice to see. And the good thing with Ben is, in my opinion, is that he comes into a squad with so much senior play and authority. Is that he will never, I think he's not this kind of guy, but he will never, make a sidestep. The boys will immediately tell him, you're already here constantly, like when he starts a decision from Robbo, playing. But he has this great, low gravity, where he can, and that's how he can control the ball better. He can control the ball on the highest speed with his left and right foot. So he's a really interesting player, but loads of coming. He needs to mature. He needs to listen to Robbo. He needs to listen to Mo Salah. He needs to listen to George, to Cody, to Luis, to all these guys who are really trying to help him. And I think we as a club, for young players, I think it's really nice for them to be in our squad. And at the same level, I think it's really good for the older players to have young players with this hunger. They can mentor and they can. I think each team who proved to be top, has this right balance between talent, like a core group, like this young talent like Ben Doak, Stefan, Luke Chambers, Conor Bradley, and then this core group of, say, Trent Alexander, Jota, Cody, Curtis, this core, and then you have these seniors like Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah, Robertson, Allison. That combination between talent, core group, and real experience, I think that's what we always had, and that's how we want to construct the squad. Yeah.
Just on Mohamed Salah, if he is rested, you know, how does he react to that? Because we know he's going for every goal scoring record there is. Is he okay when he's actually?
I spoke yesterday with Mo you asking, huh? Mo, yeah. So yeah, he's breaking.
Yes, people. As you can see, obviously, he's speaking about Ben Dokes and how good he's been performing, recently, and what the future plans is for Ben Dokes. You know, the senior players are looking after him. But I want to discuss it with someone special, one of the best guys on YouTube. Uncle Ross is going to come on in a second. Hopefully, I could bring him on. Let me just do this right now, people. Just bear with me. There we go. Let's see if he's going to be on. Whenever you're ready, Uncle Rods, I'm here, mate. So just let me know, yeah. Yeah, so he's discussing Ben Dokes, like in regards to how the player is developing and the senior players are actually helping him out, and what the future holds for him. Like, majority of the wingers in the modern day, they play inside, wing, like Salah's and Iron Robbins, players like that. But with Ben Dokes, he goes on the outside, like the old days, the way John Barnes used to play, Ryan Giggs, Beckham, players like that. So, but what I like about Ben Dokes most of all is the way he's direct, and he just doesn't like stop running at players. And I think the future is bright for this kid. He's only 17, you know what I mean? And is he going to be the Salah replacement? We have to wait and see, because there's still a long way to go with him. And once we sort that out, I think like it'll be. Listen, it's either going to be a hit and miss. We'll have to see. But the most important thing, Salah is at the club and he's getting nurtured at the same time as well. And the likes of Robertson, Thiago, and players like that are looking after him. So let's continue with the press conference. They're going to be talking about Salah next as well.
King record after record, and we have a very, very special player in our hands, and a mentor as well, a leader, somebody. You guys see the skill and all the things. I see him in the building, I see him in the gym, I see him coming in early, I see him. I see a real professional with a lot of experience, and I see a man who can lead this team without being the captain, but who can lead this team, and he does that. And it's special that he's with us. It's special how he's doing it. Every game he's at Anfield, every game he plays away for the away end and for our away supporters. It's just, we should cherish these players, and he's this guy who out of nothing can create a lot, and he does that time and time after again. And that's but you have them, and they are like not good people, but Mo is just an excellent person. So I spoke yesterday with him, and I said, I love it when you smile, Mo. I love it when you smile, because when he smiles in the building and outside, I know that the ball will smile as well. And
with Salah, people, like I've never a fan of individual players, like most fans are. I just considered Salah as a goal scorer before, but watching him this season, this is the Salah I wanted to see. This is the Salah I've always said, if this kind of player comes through at Liverpool Football Club that can score goals and be unselfish at the same time, I'm happy with that. Because if you look at previous seasons, if he was playing the same way as he's playing right now, how many goals would we scored in those games that we drew and in those games that we lost, if you know what I mean? So, yeah, some people might say too little, too late. But listen, this season we're at top of the league with Man City, 2 points behind them, and we just got to keep going. I like this Salah, people. I really, really like this Salah. I think this Salah is phenomenal the way he's playing at the moment. But get busy in the chat, man. I'm here for you guys. You know what I mean? I just come back from work. I'm doing this obviously preview of the Liverpool versus Leicester game, the League Cup. Let's just hope Liverpool come through this as well. Get our cup back in it, as they say. Get our cup back. Jason Williams says Anfield at night, let's go. Yes, 100%. Yes, Katie, hi. Fozzie, I hope all is well. Thank you for asking. I hope all is well with you as well. John Conway, as always, all day, every day. Big up, brother. Big up as always. Thanks for the support, guys. I really appreciate that. Yes, Redbird, Mr. Conway, legend, of course, man. He's always supportive, brother. He's always supportive. That's what I love about Mr. John Conway. Even if I'm on my own, he'll still be here supporting him. You know what I mean? Salah Nunez cooking up, great. Bromance, I love it. Yes, bro, they're brilliant. They are brilliant players. I've always said with Nunez, you know what I mean, we just need to give him that support and love. A lot of people doubted him. They said he's not good enough and all this stuff. But I've always said that, like, it's a difficult when players come to a different country and they have to speak a new language. It's difficult, man. It's difficult, and it's going to take them a while to understand the formation they're playing in. And, there's a lot of stuff that goes on that people don't understand. If you haven't been in the game for long, you won't understand. If you actually played the game, then maybe you understand a little bit. So there's the language barrier, the formation he's coming into that he's never played before. And, the players around him, he doesn't know. So it's just difficult all around. So now you could see Nunez is more confident, he's more comfortable, he's more clinical. And if you look at every game Nunez plays right now, he scores a goal in. I mean, I've been saying that. If you look at my previous streams about Darwin Núñez, I've been a supporter of him. Sometimes I criticize him because, he should score chances that, I keep saying before, those people that want to come after you start moaning about your performances, you need to finish off those easy chances, bro. Like, you can't go into games and miss in the 6-yard box. You just can't. You can't do that, man. It's impossible. He's improved. He's improved a lot, man. But what I like about Núñez right now is he's chasing everything. He's chasing ghosts. You know what I mean? He's doing everything on the pitch that's looking, like a player that's going to be great for Liverpool Football Club, scoring a lot of goals. Salah said that last season. Salah, after a certain game, I think it was a Man United game, he's going to score a lot of goals, this boy. Just support him and see what happens. And he's right. He's 100% right. Now look at the boy. So let's get back to the press conference.
And he will decide the games for us, what's quite important. Yeah.
Thank you, from the BBC.
Pep, I was just wondering about Qui. There were question marks over, or speculation over his future in the summer because of the lack of game time last season, but we saw him play in the Europa League, and this has always been his competition, the Carabao Cup. Can we assume that he's going to get much more game time this season with these two competitions?
Yeah, Cruyff has a long-term contract. For me, he could play in any Premier League team. He has this
100%.
He's just a world-class goalie, and we have to give a big role, and that was Alisson, in my opinion. So that's what I mean with talent, with all the players, how they can really learn from each other and combine. And
with Kelleher, people, like, in most cases, this goalkeeper can get into other teams because he's that good. But the most important thing is that, as you see from Arsenal, Manchester City, all the top teams, they need two goalkeepers that's going to be competing for, that position. And they have to be in top quality. Don't forget, Alisson is in his 30s now. So Kelleher is still young, and he could be the successor to, Alisson when he leaves. These South American players, what we need to get a grip of is with them. These things happen in football. They reach a certain age, and they, for the sake of the club, like Fabinho, and players like that, they're always going to say, it's time for me to go. Let other kids, come through and let them have their moment. And that's what I see Alisson doing in the future. Although we don't want him to, do that, but it's going to happen. It's just part and parcel of football. Players come and go. That's how it is. A lot of people said when Gerrard left, what we're going to do with that Gerrard? Well, we want everything after Gerrard left. And that's just football. Liverpool will be here forever. as long as humanity is alive, and people are humans come and go. That's what it is. That's how it is, people. So let's get back to the press conference.
Talent, he's not a talent anymore. He's just a world class goalkeeper. He needs game time. So it was a really good thing that he stayed with us. That we could give him perspective. That Jurgen could give him perspective, and we're just really happy that he's with us, because you want each position with two top ones, and if that's young and old, but I mean top ones who can play in any kind of game, and whatever happens, we can put Queeve in, and the game will not change a lot. He's calm with his feet. He knows where to bring the ball. He can read it.
If you guys don't know a lot about Queeve Kelleher, I think they said he was a striker before he was a goalkeeper. That's why he's very good with his feet, the kid. And he's very, very calm from what you can see, calm and composed. And, not a lot of things trouble him. The only thing that's missing from his game is consistency playing in the team. This season, obviously, we're in the League Cup. Hopefully we'll get through to that. We've got the FA Cup, we've got the Premier League, we've got the obviously Europa League as well. So apart from the Premier League, he's probably going to play on those other three competitions on a regular basis. Hence why he stayed this season and decided to compete for the number one spot with Alisson. Obviously he's not going to get the Alisson spot, but I'm trying to say there's more games for him than it would have been in another season if we was in the Champions League or something like that. You know what I mean? So yes, so he'll be fine. He'll be fine. He's a quality goalkeeper. Like Pep Linders said, world class. I'm not too sure about, but he's a quality second goalkeeper. That's what I could say.
Exceptional in 1-1 situations, in my opinion. Can improve other things, but that's the good things we're happy they're with us, and hopefully that stays for a long time.
Yeah.
Just to pick up on that then, so did you sit with him and give him that perspective? You said Jurgen gave him that perspective. Did that happen this summer?
Of course, not in the summer, but we always. But it depends as well how players train, how players act in the room, how players. You never get guaranteed games, or you get guaranteed. You have to show in training. You have to show that each training is like basically the last one of your life. This mentality we want from our boys, because that creates that they become better. And if they show this, the door is open for Queeve, for all of them. And Queeve is showing in training, and that's why I say a lot of times we are so lucky that the Premier League managers are not looking to our training sessions, that they hide it, because if they would see that Queeve is a cat, and with his feet is just it's nice, it's good. You have this.
Like you can see the way they talk about Queeve Kelleher, he's very, very special goalkeeper. People he's got potential to be one of the best goalkeepers in the world. He's not the best goalkeeper in the world, like he's saying, but he's got the potential to become that one day. And with our love and support, I think he will get there eventually. Hopefully one day, if he takes over Alisson, he becomes that number one. He develops into someone close to Alisson, or maybe overtake that as well. He says he's like a cat. So it shows in the training sessions they show a lot. But what I know about Liverpool Football Club, in their training sessions, the management, the tactical team, Pep Linders, the coaching staff, everybody, they're looking to players. If they improve in the training session, they actually get opportunities to play in the first team as well. So yeah, it's not just all about what you do in the games, it's what you do in the training sessions as well. And that's how you actually can compete for the first team spot as well. But get busy in the chat, people. That's what I'm here for, man. I'm going to be here for the next hour. I'll do the tactics after, who's going to start the game and all that stuff as well. So let's do this.
He has this talent to surprise, the same as Alisson, where you're out of nothing in training sessions. Wow, what just happened? How did he? The save he made on the offside situation, the save with his feet he made in the last game with the you think, how is that even possible? And he has this capacity to surprise, and good goalies have that. And but he at the same time is good with a lot of space in front of him and calm on the ball. So really important for us, the way we want to play, if you play far from the goal. So, yeah.
Pep, you've had a tendency in the earlier rounds of the EFL Cup in recent years to play these sort of mix and match lineups with younger players and fringe players. How difficult is it, or how do you go about getting the balance to be correct, where you want some of the more experienced players, but you want to give game time to players who are on the fringe. You want to give game time to some of the younger players.
Yeah.
How do you go about sort of thinking the way through to get the balance?
First, we want to win the game.
Yeah.
So that's our first thought. How can we win the game
Exactly.
tomorrow? In a crazy schedule at the moment, because we play Europa League, what means Thursday. So you go a lot of times Thursday, Sunday, Wednesday. Now we go Saturday. So you play every 3 days, and we know that even more with the style we have, with the style where we want to put pressure, and when we lose the ball, we want to play counter pressure and pressing, and we know that takes a lot from the boys, not just physically, because basically they can, but mentally, especially to be every time on this high level, individually and as a collective. So we need to make changes. It's just a given that we need.
It's not just about the changes they talk about in regards to Liverpool Football Club in this season, especially. You know, like he is right what he says. Like the high intensity football can wear out players. I agree 100%. But the thing with Liverpool is this season, majority of the players who are playing, they are more technical players. If you look at the likes of Soboslai, McAllister, Gravenberch, Thiago, even Jones, and you look at Elliott, the supporting team, and Endu as well. If you look at all of them, they're really low center gravity players apart from Soboslai, and they're very good on the ball. So the thing I've always said in the games we play, don't outrun teams, don't outposition teams, but make sure that you keep the ball in a better areas, if you know what I mean. If you got the ball in the middle of the area, in the middle of the pitch, keep the ball more. So if you lose it, because in that position, if you lose it, the team will counter attack and create chances. That's what we don't want. But if you're further up the pitch and you're taking risks to score a goal, lose it up there. But in the middle of the pitch, if we keep the ball better and keep the possession and make the teams tired when they come in towards the ball, then we'll be fine. That's how it is with these technical players in regards to running a lot and wearing themselves out. So that can't happen if you keep the ball better in the middle, like I said. If you look at the West Ham game, the first half, the issues we had was we wasn't keeping the ball. Hence why we was like running all over the place, and West Ham was getting a lot of chances. That Suchek had a chance. I remember Antonio having a chance, and obviously Bowen had a chance. So those chances in normal circumstances against top teams, there'll be goals. That's the worrying part of those chances as well. So yeah, just keep the ball more. You don't have to go with this mentality. I have to out-possession teams. I have to outrun teams and things like that. Just have your moments in the game. Make sure the minutes tick down while you're winning when you have the balls as well. It's all about sports science, man. You got to think about it that way in order for you to keep yourself fit, to keep yourself, motivated to go again in the game to get another goal and all that stuff. Because if you keep running, it wears you out to the point, you're going up there and it's hard to get back. And as soon as the other team counter attacks, it's a goal. You know what I mean? So it's just sports science. You got to manage your runs. That's what I always say. So let's get back to the press conference. I'm not going to go through all of it. I'll just go through parts of it. Then we'll go through the tactics and all that stuff as well.
Need to make changes in this kind of periods. Normally in the cup, how you say, we give more changes and we give debuts and we give, but we are not here to give debuts only. We are here as well to develop. So it's debut and develop. So say Ben Doak, he make his debut, but he needs game time to develop. Take other boys in our squad who needs to play, because I really feel, and Jota said it like a little while ago to me, the best thing in the season when we went for the 4 trophies was that we stayed in the League Cup until the end, because it gives all the players constant game time. It gives all the players in the squad they stay hungry because they know that there's a next game and where they will play. And that's a healthy squad who wants to fight for all competitions, needs this, that they are all ready to play. For example, Joe Gomez, because Trent goes out. I think it's a good example, but I'm not sure. But Trent goes out, one of the best fullbacks in the world, and Joe Gomez needs to play on fullback, and he does that in an incredible way. So only with games.
Like with Joe Gomez, people, you got to give him compliments. I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, every game he has played this season, he's won. You know what I mean? So I don't think he played in that Chelsea game, so that's not counted. But if you look at Newcastle, and the rest after that, he's played in every game and he's won every time he was on the pitch. So give the kid the credit. A lot of people had their doubts against him. I had my doubts sometimes as well, because when he plays centre backs, it really annoys me. He loses the battles in the air. He loses the battles on the floor. The only thing that gets him out of trouble majority of the time is his pace. And you know, when you're just using pace to get out of trouble, then you're in trouble, because that's the only thing that's in your actual attributes, and it shouldn't be like that. You should have more than that. You should have aggression. You should have aerial power. It doesn't matter the height. He's a big boy. You know what I mean? Like, he's not a small boy. He's a big boy. I remember Carvalho. Was it Carvalho who used to play for Chelsea? He was like very, very small, but he still beat people in the air that's taller than him as well. So there's no excuses for that. You're asking to be a centre back, then play like a centre back. Win your battles. Win your aerial duels, win your floors, win everything like you have to win as a centre back. Then we could trust you in that position. But if you look at Joe Gomez as a right back right now, he's phenomenal, man. He's brilliant, and I like watching that. And I've always said it. There is a right back in the club, and it's Joe Gomez. Give him a chance in that position. Because what I look at in the games we play, if you look at it, people, the ball doesn't always go diagonal anymore. Have you guys noticed that when Joe Gomez plays, the ball doesn't go over the top and go to him anymore? It stays around the middle area, and they try to create from the left side. So there you go, man. It's working. It's actually working.
With playing, these boys are ready to show that as well. Yeah, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. If you look at Curtis Jones, he's had a pretty difficult 12, 18 months prior to the final third of last season, when he got back into the team and was a revelation. I think a lot of people, you know, Liverpool fans amongst them, didn't expect him to be getting as much game time this season, given the big money signings. And I know you've lost key midfielders, but he's really proven to be, you know, he's finding his best form again, and has been a key asset for you in this start of the campaign. Why do you think he's been able to recapture the form, and what's given that capacity?
He has Scouser mentality. he is this boy, same as Trent. Their dedication is, it's difficult to describe. They're passionate about the game, the ball. There's nothing else in their life. It's the game, and family, and the game. And Curtis, I'm really proud, because these boys were 14, 15. Trent and Curtis were really young when they were in our academy, and that they are already played 50 games. No, Curtis, 100 games. 100 games for Liverpool. I said on the stairway to him, like, up to 100 Premier League games. Let's keep. But yeah, it's and if you see last season, there was a period, or not a period, but this last phase of the season, how he said the final third, the last, say, 10 games, where we changed our setup, but how he gave the midfield energy at that moment. You saw as well something what we really needed at that time. And
we're going to be talking about Curtis Jones, by the way, people. Let him finish this stuff, and then we're going to go to, obviously, the preview of the game. So, yeah, let him finish that.
Kept going. He deserved a start this season. He deserved to play games this season because of that. Yeah. But if you will ask Curtis, he will say that he's really happy that Dominic is here, that he's really happy that Alexis is here, and that's also Scouser mentality, The team comes first. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry. Yeah.
Obviously, he's come back into the side, played at right back, and sort of that the trend role, if you want to call it that. Do you see that as something that suits him potentially more in the future, or was that just a case of players being available and unavailable?
It's not easy, with all the games, how he said, and there are not many who can play that position like Trent does, because that's really tricky. That's why a big compliment to Joe Gomez, what I just made. Stefan is this player last year who, from a coach's point of view, he played on the 6, was just exciting, because he plays passes and dictates the game in a different way than say Alexis or like other midfielders we had. But he's this proper talent. So you want to see him in the middle of the pitch. So
with Besetic, people, like it's tough for the kid at the moment. Like he had a long-term injury because he ran himself to the ground the season before. We tried to get into Champions League, and he was as Salah said, the best player of that season. The kid is a centre-back by trade, by the way. He's not an actual central midfielder, but he moved up to that defensive role, and he was phenomenal last season. The thing he's saying, Pep Business is saying, it's the way he came in and the way he calmed you know, he was calm in situations, passed the right passes. But that's just a Spanish player. This is what they taught from a young age, these Spanish kids, and that's what he kept on continuing in his development as a footballer. And he's phenomenal, man. You know what I mean, and I hope he gets his game time in the team this season, especially in the Premier League as well. You know, come off the bench and help out the team. Probably start a couple of games at home. Because you know the home games are the most safe games, in it, compared to the away games. Like, away games are difficult because we're facing difficult teams. But the home games, at least if you got a goal down, you could come back and win that game. So I hope he gets the games that he deserves, especially the way he performed last season as well. But let's get back to this, man.
It would not make sense if to just play him as right back and use him as a right back like in the past, however. So. It's how I said, it's not easy to find the right player if Joe or Trent can't play. So, but we need to find solution as well, because Stefan, he's coming back from a long-term injury, so it's not possible for him to play constantly. So we need to find solutions on that position. So it's good that Trent is training. Yesterday he was on the pitch. It's good that Joe is performing how he's performing, and it's nice for Stefan to play a game there. But it was his first game he played a lot of time centre half, but not fullback.
From a coaching perspective, it must be really satisfying to see Darwin kick on in the way which he has done. Are we seeing now all the hard graft that he's putting out there with him?
No, I think compliment to Darwin. I think fans love him. No, he has this extreme mentality to run, to fight, to arrive in positions where nobody thinks he can arrive. But for us, it's really important that he stepped up, not just offensively, but especially defensively as well. And it's nice to see him in a good moment. It's nice to see him positive. It's nice to see him starting a game back to back 2 times in a row, and you see immediately what that does to a player. He's a pure intuition player, no? Who does everything like he smells and he goes, and he sees and he does, and it's different than the.
You know, with Darwin Núñez, people, like the damage he causes on other teams is just unreal. Like if you just watch him during the game, sit there and just look at him. Just look at him overall in the game, then you'll see how much of a pest Darwin Núñez is against teams. You know, like nowadays, like if you think about other strikers around the league, Haaland is a goal hanger. He doesn't do anything like running. He can't run. I mean, he could shoot now and again. He's missing a lot of chances this season as well. But he's just a goal scorer. Darwin Núñez is overall, like, he's improving his overall game. His passing ability is improved. His hold-up play is improved. His running ability is improved. His goal scoring is improved. The most important thing is those things. And the thing is now, like, the heading power as well. That's another thing. So 5 things that this guy has got in his, ammunition. What I like about Darwin Núñez is what he's never giving up. He's always going non-stop, and that's a typical Liverpool player. Think about it. What is Liverpool mentality? Never give up, never give in, as we say. And this is what Darwin Núñez offers us. This is why we love this guy. This is why we're supporting him. This is why we're putting him through games and telling him, keep going, mate. You missed that last chance. Go there and get the other one. And the most important thing about Darwin Núñez is, people, he's the most informed striker in world football right now, and people don't even know that. If you look at him in every game, he always has opportunities. He might not score all of them, but he creates havoc, and he will always score because of his opportunities as well. So look out for things like that, man. Let's get back.
So away at Newcastle, what would change, I think, any player's life? No, to be honest, if you can change a game like how he changed. Compliment how he defended there with 10 men for such a long period, but how he could make from nothing to goals, and that gives him a confidence, and the intuition player like Darwin, he needs this kind of confidence, and then he speaks better English already, so he invests a lot in himself, and how every person here in this room or everywhere, you need success now. A player with confidence or a player without confidence is just a different player. A guy with confidence or without confidence is a different guy. So it's important that he's confident, and he's training really, really hard since preseason. Really, really hard. He says as well. So that's good.
Because towards the back end of last season, Jurgen said counter-pressing has to be the ticket into this team. And it feels like he's really taken that on board in terms of the change in his work.
If you look at Liverpool, guys, boys and girls, if you haven't watched Dortmund back in the day and when Klopp was in charge of Dortmund, you know, like what the rival fans always say, Liverpool are world oil machine. They could only do running. They haven't got no ability other than that. If you look at Klopp's Dortmund team, is similar to this. Like when he had Kagawa, when he had Mkhitaryan, when he had Götze, Reus, and had Lewandowski up front. So our Lewandowski is Darwin Núñez. Resemblance? I think so. I remember when Lewandowski actually played. This is when I used to watch football a lot, even German football. He came in as a skinny little kid. Doesn't know anyone, come from the Polish second division or third division, something like that. Wearing the number 7 shirt. The shirt was dangling off him like this. It's just, he was good in the air, just like Darwin was. But look at the striker he became afterwards. A world-class striker, a Ballon d'Or candidate. Should have won the Ballon d'Or. Messi should have won it that season. He should have won the Ballon d'Or. So this is what I'm trying to say to you. What's the Dortmund team? Go back on YouTube or somewhere. What's the Dortmund team that Klopp used to have with Kagawas, Mkhitaryan's, Götze's, Reus, Shaheen, and Gundogan. Gundogan was his number 6. He's McAllister. You know what I mean? So this is how this team is looking to me when I'm looking at it from every direction. They didn't have fullbacks like Robertson and Trent. They had Hummel, but we got Van Dijk, you know what I mean? So at the back. So it shows it's so similar, it's unreal, but the quality difference at Liverpool now is just gone over the roof. You know what I mean? You look at the players that replace players, I think the quality right now is better than the players that won the Champions League, you know, and all that stuff in regards to the midfield. Yes, the wide players is different. Mane is going to be a big influencer there. Firmino is going to be a big player there. But the rest of them, I think, you know, we've gone up. We upgraded pretty good, man. And I like that. I really, really like that. Just keep an eye on that Dortmund team I told you about.
Yeah, but this team is still in development. You feel it. You have example, if you see Wolves first half or Wolves second half, if you see Villa performance, if you see even the last game, then Aston Villa, where you play unbelievable. But so what I want to say is that in the end, I think we are the team with the highest number of counter pressing in the league at the moment. So that's a real good sign already, and that will give us consistency. How the gaffer says, the best playmaker in the world is counter pressing. So, and we believe in really this, but to be able to play good counter pressure, you need a fluid build up. You need the ball in the right position. You need the middle mark, all these things, and
breakdowns.
Yeah, for that you can play really good counter pressing. And Darwin, normally we always say the player who loses the ball needs to be the first one who chases. And
reminds you of anyone? Ian Rush, people,
the first one,
all the fans.
We high up the pitch. Anybody gives us what we didn't have before is this when we play and the teams put us under pressure, and especially when they go man-man, is that we can go not longer through the ball, but to use him to go over the press or through the press, and then he sets and goes, and it gives a real and then a lot of space for Mo, for Luch.
If you look at that goal against West Ham the other day with the McAllister curling ball towards Darwin's run, this is what we normally have to look for when we go to the likes of Etihad, Emirates, Old Trafford, you know, the big pitches like even Brighton's pitch, you know what I mean? So, you know, like you could use Darwin's pace over the top to get the goals. It would be simpler for us. I've always said the home games should be for Gakpo, because Gakpo can come deep and run at players and, you know, create goals and score goals from, you know, even he can score from outside the box, as we already know against West Ham last season. So that's what I was thinking. But I'm looking at Darwin this season. Darwin looks hungry, people. Darwin wants goals. Darwin wants to win. Darwin wants everything. So I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. We've got only 2 minutes to go, so don't go anywhere, people.
Sure, for Short or Cody, whoever, but like, so that is a real new, my God, that's a yellow and a red at the same time.
I was turning it off.
No, good, don't worry.
Thank you.
Just wants to see how Trent is getting on. Pep and Thiago, where's his recovery?
Yeah, we missed Thiago.
I'll get to the chat, people. Don't worry.
Quality, Alexis shows a lot now, like similar kind of control the middle, makes the ball arrive in the right spaces to the right players. So, but we want him back now. He's this guy who gives what I said, all the responsible. So we want him back in training. He's still not back in training. But he's healing, and he's on individual on the pitch doing football exercise already, like simple but effective. And so time will tell how that goes. And Trent, he trained yesterday with us.
Guys, can you imagine like Thiago, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gravenberch, Jones, Elliott, Endu? Cooking. We'll be keeping possession for fun. I'm telling you people, Salah, Diaz, Gakpo, Nunes, Jota. Oh my goodness me. It's a dream team. It's actually a dream team. Can you imagine playing City and having those players on the bench and on the pitch? God damn. Let's get back. Near the end.
Did the rondos and a ball possession with counter pressing, and he looked outstanding. So, tomorrow comes too early for him.
Thank you.
Say that?
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Oh, let me just leave that on. I like that. Yes, so as you can see, the press conference, he was talking about the current players, the players that's going to come in, obviously the youngsters as well. Thiago coming back slowly. He said he's gradually improving in his training. And Trent should be back very, very soon from what I've heard as well. He talked about Curtis Jones' improvement. We're going to talk about Curtis Jones shortly as well. And we're going to talk about, obviously, Kostas Tsimikas. I've done a little video yesterday. Please go and check it out and like it as well. It needs a lot of likes. Kostas Tsimikas signing a new contract. So please go there and do it for me, please. Yeah, I don't ask for much. It's just things like that. Everything is free, as you know. Everything is free. So, yeah. Let's go to the preview then. Let's go to the preview of the game. Okay, let's go to the preview of the game. Let's go. Well, I don't really need the headphones now, so I'm going to take it off if it's okay with you people. Is it okay? Yeah. So, we're going to do the preview of the game, of course. Liverpool versus Leicester City. We're going to do the tactics as well, like what players are playing where and all that stuff. As I said, there's a video like this going on actually in the video section. I pre-recorded that. I talked about Kostas Tsimikas and the influences he has in the team, and why he signed a new contract and all that stuff. Please go and check out that video. It needs more views. It needs more likes as well. I really, really appreciate that if you're watching this right now, and if you're watching it obviously on the replay as well. So please go and do that for us. So I want to talk about this player, Curtis Jones. I'm one of his biggest critics. I'm not even going to lie about that. I'm truthful, as everybody knows. I don't really beat around the bush with players and all that stuff. He has improved. I did say it last season when he came in the last 10 games. If you remember, I did say, like, what I like about Curtis Jones right now is the simple side of the game. He's not making it complicated for himself. So the coaching of the likes of Klopp, Pep Linders, and the rest of the team have improved Curtis Jones, and it depends how he takes the next level of his improvements as well. So now he's keeping it simple. He doesn't lose the ball a lot. He passes the right passes. He defends. He runs up and down that pitch and defends for the team. So he's understanding how Liverpool work, and I love it. I really love the way he's playing at the moment. He looks like a continental player on the pitch. That's has the world at his feet at the moment. And don't forget what he's done. I don't know what's happening there. Sorry about that. Don't forget what he's done for the under-21s. They won the Euros, of course, and he was part of that team. He was part of that midfield that actually won the Euros. And yeah, listen, the kid is phenomenal in my opinion right now. I've always said a loan would have done him good to improve, and I wish he did that early stages of his career. Sorry about the freezing, people. I don't know what's going on. It does this for some reason now, and I'm really getting fed up with it. Yeah, so in his early developments in football, I thought the best option for him was getting loaned out, learning the tougher side of football in the Championship. Build your physique, and come back a stronger player. But Liverpool decided to keep him and improve him at Liverpool, and they did. They did. He looks like I said, a more continental player, man. I don't know what is going on with the freezing. I really apologize. It's weird. As soon as I stop that thing, it's just come up. Yeah. So we're gonna be talking about obviously the preview, which is Leicester versus Liverpool. Hopefully, I could bring that out with that freezing. Yeah. So. Obviously, Leicester is top in the league in the Championship at the moment. They are joint with Ipswich, I believe. They're doing pretty well. Liverpool obviously are second from the obviously Premier League. They're doing their bits as well. Leicester should have been it. Let's just be honest. Like, it's just the issue Leicester's having is the manager they had. It's Brendan Rodgers. I never rated Brendan Rodgers after he left Liverpool. It shows what Brendan Rodgers, what he does is he will kickstart your team and then he runs out of ideas what to do next, and that's what's happened to him at Leicester. Those players at Leicester should not be playing Championship football. Let's just be honest there. And now they are there, unfortunately, and competing. But they'll be back. They'll be back next season. Let's do the head-to-head with. I don't know what's going on, people. It's really bad, this thing. All right, let's do the head-to-head with the Liverpool and Leicester, and see what happened in the last 5 games. Hopefully, I could bring it up. Hopefully, it ain't gonna freeze. Yeah, there we go. There you go. So let me bring that up. It's been a long day, innit? It's been a long day, people. I have to bring you the preview, innit? I always do that, and I'm gonna bring the watch along hopefully tomorrow. But I don't know about it because I need to fix this computer. It's very slow for some reason. I might have to go and look for a new one as well. Like I need something that's gonna be beneficial for the streams, if you know what I mean. Since I want to do this on a regular basis now. So it doesn't do this, like higher quality is the best quality for, streaming, as you guys already know. Like I get fed up when I watch other streams when, the screen freezes and it doesn't really, get better. You know what I mean? It's frustrating. I gotta be real. So as you can see, the last few games against Leicester, I don't know what team this is. Let me just see. Yeah, this is Leicester. Majority of it, as you can see, the last 5 games we'll look at. They've lost, I think, majority of it. So there you go. So yeah, you can see they lost the last game. They lost 3-0. They lost 2-1, 2-0. Obviously, they won that one, and they drew 3-3 in the cup. But we beat them on penalties, as I remember that season. And they won. I think that's an awful season. I think that's the season of the pandemic, wasn't it? The pandemic Man City one, yeah, it looks like. And yeah, so if you look at obviously the 5 games I was talking about, like 3 here, 4, 5, majority of them we won. We've only lost 1 in the last 5 games. So it shows like Liverpool are dominant against Leicester City. We are gonna try beat them somehow in the cup. Like Pep Linders said, if you win cup games, it brings confidence in it to the players, and it makes the players look forward to the next game, so they could play in it and all that stuff. So the winning momentum continues, if you know what I mean. So it's good. It's very good. Let me go to the comments. I apologize if I didn't read all of it. Really apologize. Uncle Rods, please go and subscribe to Uncle Rods. As I always say, he's one of the best content creators I've seen, and he's just consistent. That's what you need, man. Great content creating plus consistency at the same time as well. It's okay, man. Listen, like I said, I could talk for days, man. I could stay here till tomorrow and still talk. That's how I am. It's all good, Uncle Rods. Yeah, it's all about you guys, though, mate. Go on, please subscribe to him if you're new to the channel. Big up Uncle Rods. Redbird says, the more I listen to Pep, the more I like him. It's kind of weird, isn't it, Redbird? A lot of people last season was blaming him with Salah playing touchline winger and all this nonsense, having a go at him. It was weird. He's not the manager, you know what I mean? The manager's got is the one with the power. So take it easy on the person that's, helping out the manager. That's all he was doing. He wasn't doing anything trying to diminish the team by purpose. You know what I mean? Like one season we was competing for the quad. Nobody was saying anything bad about him, were they? So it's the consistency with the fans and the consistency, the way you talk about coaches. Like if they were talking about Pep Linders in a bad way in the beginning and continue with it, that's consistency. But when we're winning and you start backing him at that time, and then when we're losing, you're trying to swerve the Klopp issue, and then you try to blame the assistant, then you need to start looking at yourself in the mirror, man. It's not right. It's not right. He's brilliant. He's a brilliant coach, man. Big up, bro. Arsenal wanted him. Don't forget that as well. When Arteta got the Arsenal job, he wanted Pep Linders as his assistant. So it shows we've got a high quality assistant here, guys. Yeah, big up Solo. Go and subscribe to Solo, guys. Like, I'll watch his stuff. He's brilliant at what he does. His content is just out of this world. Not the thing I like about his stuff. You know, I'm a graphics person. He is brilliant at graphics. Go on, please subscribe to him and support him as well, man. I want him on here, man. I keep trying to get him on here, but he lets me down. One day. Trudon says, watching Amrabat tonight, we should have signed him over Endu. Yes, Liverpool, from what I've heard, Liverpool were in for him, but it just didn't work out for some reason. Let him do what he's doing, innit? I'm not too worried about Amrabat and all that stuff. It's the past now, Trudon. Just let it go. Just let it go, bro. You know what I mean? We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. Yeah, so let me get back to the obviously the preview. As you can see, it's an important game for me. Like, I think like Pep Lindner said, winning, especially the League Cup and the FA Cup breeds confidence in the team. So let's just keep going. I don't know why it says the Premier League. Sorry about that. I meant to change the trophy, but it didn't change. Yeah, so that's the next thing that's going to happen tomorrow, the watch along. So please go to the watch along and support me in there. Last watch along was pretty good. We've done an outstanding job in that one, over 1,000 views. I just want to get the highest views possible in everything that we do and make the channel even bigger. Like I always said, I want to make this time around successful on this, and I want to do it on a regular basis. I love it. I really, really enjoy it, and I hope you guys can see what's coming from my side as well, how enjoyable I am in front of the camera now. Yeah, so we're gonna go to the tactics next. I don't know why the Premier League trophy. I swear I've changed that. It's kind of funny, innit? Yeah. So let's go for the tactics and check out what's going to be the starting lineup on this game for Liverpool that I want to see on the pitch. So let's see this. Let's get this up. And yeah, that is it. After that, the watch along is tomorrow, so please tune into that. Please get busy in the chat. I don't ask for much. If you're there, just get busy in the chat. So the let me just sort this out. The starting lineup for me tomorrow should be, I think Trent should come back, but you know how it is. You know how it is. So it's more or less, I think it's going to be the team that started the Europa League. Maybe that's what they got to do. So I'll put Kelleher in goal, of course, man. I need Kanate back in the centre back position as well. So if we could put Kanate and Kwanzaa together, it'd be two youngsters for the future. Kwanzaa, like against Wolverhampton in the second half, he was brilliant, guys. Honestly, he was just phenomenal. And I just hope he dominates that position eventually, man. Like, if we're not gonna sign another centre back, let him be the one, innit? Let him be the one, as that song goes, man. Let him be the one. Yeah, let him be the one. Yeah. Right back is gonna be, I think they're trying to make, what's his name, Besic just play there for a bit, like get used to that inverted role. Hopefully I can find them. Yeah, I think it's more or less the Europa League team. I don't think it's going to change a lot from that. Obviously Darwin might be rested for the game, if you know what I mean, and Endu needs to he needs confidence, this kid, you know what I mean. This kid, I think too many people are having a go at him at the moment and not realizing he's come from a different country, and he's got new teammates. He's got no one who's from his background in the team. Like Gravenberch is lucky because he's got people from his background in the team, if you know what I mean, people. But Endu hasn't got that. He's alone, basically. So it will take him time to be comfortable around the team and have his influence in the team. So give him time, man. Give him time. He's a brilliant player, man. I'm telling you. I've watched him. Like I said, give time to Darwin Núñez. Now you've seen the benefits with Darwin Núñez. So this is what I see in the team as well. We was talking about Ben Doak in the beginning of the stream, of course, in the press conference, how much influence he's going to have in the team from the right wing in the future. I said, use him like that Elzar kid. Remember Elzar, people, on the 2008-2009 season when he was coming off the bench and influencing the game when we was competing with Man United for the league title. We only lost 2 games that season, people. Don't forget that. And Elzar was making a lot of difference when he was coming on from the bench. So this is what I see in this game. Obviously, Núñez has to have arrested. I mean, just two games in a row. If it's 3 games in a row, it's just too many now. So get Gakpo, get that rhythm back. With Gakpo at the moment, what I see is a player that's looking for that rhythm like he used to have before. The thing is, like, when you're playing here and then you're playing there and then you're playing there, it's just too many positions, you know what I mean? So it confuses you when you go back to your old position. So now he has to get used to this position again, which is get the ball like he normally does, and, you know, from deep, and go forward with it and cause problems, you know, from deep. That's what I miss from him, and that's what he needs to start doing again, man. You know, like what I liked about him last season, especially that 7-0 game against Man United, the balls through he was doing for players from deep. Like, he came here, grabbed the ball, and just slotted it to Salah, slotted it to Darwin Núñez on the left. He was just brilliant in that game. If you want to see the best of Gakpo, watch that Man United game. He was just phenomenal, man. So this is my starting lineup for the game. It could be more youngsters in, I don't know. But, you know, you got to give game time to the senior players as well. So hopefully we're going to give a lot of game time to the senior players so they could improve and do their bits as well. Besetic, like, I know he's normally here, but, you know, what they're going to do, let me show you what he's going to do in the game. I love this new graphic I got, man. It's just brilliant. I advise every content creator that's, you know, loving this stuff, just go and do it, man. It's worth it. It's really, really worth it, man. And I'm not looking back, you know what I mean? What Besetic is going to do in the game, sorry, let me just do this. It's going to come in here, go back here, and then, you know, go forward more, bypass the Doak sometimes, and, you know, go back. That's how I see Besetic doing in this game. And watch, if you look at the actual graphic, this is what he's going to do in the game. Yeah, hopefully I could get it. Hang on, I don't know what I did. Oh, it's too many. I apologize. I have to get rid of all that stuff. Damn it, too many. Yeah, so as I said on the thing, like, let me show you actually on the drawings. What he's going to do is get to the inverted role as Trent does, come inside. As a midfielder, by his trade, he's going to do that anyway. And then, you know, go this way and then help out in this way. So Kwanzaa won't be stretched as much as Konate is majority of the time when Trent plays there. So that's how I see him doing in this game. I love the player, man. I really love Besetic. I think, like, he's underestimated by a lot of people. They don't think like he can do what a lot of us think he can do, which is like dominate that midfield in the future and, you know, turn it into his own. And I think he will, man. It's just he needs to like sort out his physique, you know, his footballing ability at the same time. And I think one day he's gonna just be phenomenal in that midfield. It's just young, isn't he? He's got a long way to go, man. You know what I mean, the future is bright for this kid, and I can't wait. I just can't wait, man. Elliot and Dokes, you know what I like about Doak? He runs up and down that wing. That's what I want to see him in this game doing as well. Like I've seen him in previous games, but with him, he needs confidence to take on players. When I was watching the Europa League game, it looked like he was hesitant sometimes. You know, there's one thing playing against the teams in the preseason, and there's another thing when you're playing against the teams in the actual game, like a real game in the Europa League, Premier League, you know, cups and all that stuff. The attitude of the players you're facing is different. They're gonna come at you in a strong form, if you know what I mean. So that's what he faced in the Europa League, and he was struggling with. It's young, innit? Young age, you know what I mean? You think like you can walk through the wall majority of your life, but when you face a wall that's not going to be moving, it's different, isn't it? It's different. That's what he faced. I felt sorry for him, you know what I mean? Because I know he's better than that. I don't think he was fully prepared for that Europa League game. He thought like all he had to do is come in and do what you know, the dribbling he does normally, and it just didn't work, you know what I mean? So just wait, man. The kid is learning. He will get better. He will dominate in the future, and, you know, he will kill it, man. I'm telling you right now, he will kill it, man. He's going to be the difference in this season, in my opinion. I've already said it. Like, I see him coming off the bench and changing games this season. And mark my words, man. I'm hardly wrong in things like that when I say like players changing games. That's coming off the bench, or they're going to be starting and things like that. And I believe in Dokes. I really believe in him. I'm trying to show you the movements of the players, isn't it? So I'm going to show you, obviously, Besetic and Dokes, and then I'll move on, obviously, to Gravenberch. Majority of us thought like Gravenberch is going to like play in the DM role. That's what I thought, but I don't think he's going to play DM role, people. I think McAllister is the one that's going to be playing in the DM role, and Endu as well. They're going to be swapping them too. So don't expect Gravenberch anytime soon to play in that role. But I've always said we need a available player that's going to be replacing what's his name, Wijnaldum, and I think this is the player, man. So what I was saying about Besiktas, people, like what I was saying like before, I was really interrupted by the thing, is what he's gonna do in this game. Let me show you. Is come in, go back, and come in. Sorry, go back, go obviously support the centre back in the right back position and support Dokes going forward. That's what I see him doing in this game. So if I show you what's going to happen with him, this is how I see it. See, like this. So I forgot about the last one. Yeah. So this is what he's going to be doing in the game. Like there. Let me just delete that. This is brilliant. This thing, man. I'm good with this tactical thing now, man. I've been learning it, but it's not doing what I'm doing at the moment. Yeah. So what he's doing is this. Back. No, this. Sorry. Inverted. Back. Going long, back, and then obviously helping the centre back and back. So this is how he's gonna play this game. I love Besiktas, man. I think he's gonna be a phenomenal player for Liverpool Football Club. So he's gonna more or less cover those areas. The thing ain't doing what I want to do, but that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like he's gonna be doing that throughout the game. And don't expect him to play as a right back. He's not a right back. We've got to be real. So he's going to be doing more than that. And then you got Elliott improving, obviously, during the times he comes off the bench. But is he doing more than that in the game? Yes. What I liked about him, what I liked about Elliott lately, he doesn't stay on the left anymore. Like, do you guys remember in the old days? He used to stay on the right and doesn't move from there. Now, he goes all over the pitch. I mean, and he causes havoc. And I've seen him come on the left and, cross the ball in towards Darwin Núñez, and Darwin Núñez should have scored. That's how good he played in that game, man. And that's what I want him to do. I'm not asking for much from Elliott. Improve, become the player that we want you to be, and just do your bit. That's it. That's all you have to do. Don't make your game complicated. Look at Jones. He's not making his game complicated anymore. He's actually, making it simple passes here and there, and it's going to the players. That's what Elliott has to do. But do this more often. I love it when he's like switching and putting crosses in the box. I love that. It was brilliant seeing that. Something refreshing, something different. Because it's his natural side, isn't it? When you're on the left and curling the ball in the box. That's brilliant, man. That is absolutely brilliant. Tsimikas obviously signed a new contract to 2027. What a player. What a person. He's good around the squad, people. So believe in Tsimikas, man. He's phenomenal. Like I said about Endu, just has to play his game, get comfortable around the area, and he'll be fine after that. Him, less mistakes, more dominance. That's what I want to see from him. As we discussed, Kwanzaa is improving, so we've got to give him time. Gravenberch, quality all round in it. We've finally replaced Wijnaldum, Gini Wijnaldum, people. We've finally replaced him. We've got a player that's capable of taking his place now. Always available, and he's going to play in those roles in the midfield. He could play here, he could play there, he could play there. But I don't think he's going to be the permanent, obviously, number 6. I could be wrong, but I could say that. Gakpo, like we discussed, has to improve. Obviously, we discussed Dirk as well. And I've always said, bring the directness back with Núñez. He needs the directness back. With Leicester, they're top of the league, obviously, in the Championship. They are going to be, competitive. They still got some of the Premier League players in their team. And we'll just have to wait and see what happens in the game. Yeah, so that's what I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. We're all with you, folks. Much appreciated, brother. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. So yeah, that's all I got for you, people. I hope you enjoyed this, obviously, preview for the game. We've done the obviously talking about the players, tactics, and the preview of the game, and obviously the press conference as well. Like I said, I want to bring this on a regular basis, and with your help, we could do this even better in the future as well. So let's do it together, innit? Let's do it together. Let me get back to the full screen, and I'll be off ski, getting ready for work again. yeah, I'll be back tomorrow for the watch along, people. I am going to be doing that, so please tune in and obviously like, share, and subscribe and all that good stuff. Support us in the chat section. Get that, you know, get that viewings up as well. I'm sorry about the freezing bits. I don't know what's going on with my computer. It's got a life of its own at the moment, but I will improve on that eventually. Yeah, and I'll see you soon, people. Take care, everybody. Take care.